today, and I really appreciate the opportunity to share my thoughts about what's going on in the city. For the past year, maybe two, I have been working diligently on three, I guess, major issues. The preschool promise. I'm a part of the board for the preschool promise, and I'm also a part of the steering committee for the poverty collaborative that Ms. Gary talked about, as well as I lead one of the initiatives for ceasefire for violence reduction in our city. So those have been my true passion for the last 2 years, just because, as you already know, we're really trying to deal with the violence, but we also recognize that the root causes of violence start out in the home. And a lot of the things that we're dealing with now as it relates to preschool and poverty are probably a direct result or have a major role in how the violence is playing out in our city. And so with all the strategies that have been put on the table, with all of the collaborative efforts that we have hopefully launched in the last couple of years, we can develop true strategies that will resolve some of the issues. But what we're finding out is, to this very point, is that community is involved, but there's not a lot of corporate policies that are changing to really reflect the strategies that we are talking about or discussing on the poverty level as well as on the preschool level. And so we're diligently working, trying to really make Cincinnati a great place to live, but we're going to have to deal with the elephant in the room. And a lot of times when you start talking about poverty, you start talking about violence, you start talking about preschool, it typically points back to the African American community. And when you deal with the issues in our city, the African American community has really been challenged in a lot of areas: employment, housing, when it comes to jobs and other things. And so when we're trying to resolve these issues, we're really trying to get everybody in our city to see that if we're really going to change Cincinnati, we have to look at this from a race perspective. We can address racism, but when we talk about equality and our desire to really see all people get a fair share of their fair share, we really have to directly and intentionally have discussions about race relations. And I see race relations improving on a small scale as well as on a moderate scale. We're going to have to see some shifts in a lot of the leadership in order for a true collaborative work to be done in our city. And I don't know how that's going to take place. I'm not from Cincinnati, and I found that there are a lot of historical issues that are still being resolved or being discussed that started before I got here and will probably continue on after I leave. But I am trying to be a major player in some of the things that are being done now to help our children. I really want to see our children have a fair share of education, have a fair share at developing a career if they choose not to go to college, as well as being able to live in the community of their choice. And if those things are going to happen, then along with AHA and other organizations, we're really going to have to be intentional about the things that we discuss around the table.